Here are the lineups for this all-important game between India and Bangladesh. Here's India's 11, and here are India's opponents for the game today. Bangladesh.
Now the team's gonna line up for the national anthem. And Sapna Rai will drift wide and use the pace and mold it by a fit. Now firing Aklima Khatun, couple of goals already from the corner. India got to watch out for her deliveries. That was the header from Samsu Nahar who went up for it. As the first threat. Now the header coming in from Samsu Nahar. First warning signs in India's goal. That is going to be a rude awakening for the team in blue. Shahada Akhtar Ripa, hard attempt into the safe pair of hands, and this makes for a rather oppressive midfield. Another attempt from distance, and early catching practice for Rupna Chakma. The final drop in the roller coaster still has 90 minutes left, and now Aklima Khatun, she's got a shot in her strides. They got to be very cautious, get the markings right. There's the corner. A headed clearance. Not too far though. Back into the area. Samsunar sets up. Surma Jannat, chaos inside India's goal. Destroyer who will sit between the defense and reception. Perfect example of what N'Golo Kante does for Chelsea. Here is Aklima Khatun. And probably caught up in two minds whether to go for the shot or the pass. In the end, choosing the wrong option. Drop. And for Bangladesh, faster than ever. And that's the high interception from Sapna. Not a bad try. Allow her those spaces to go for it. Now Samsu Nahar drift from behind. That is going to be a free kick for Bangladesh. It is well within shooting distance. And Bangladesh goes for it. It went up and never came down. Just too much precision on it in the end. And India survives. And Melody Chanu can finally see that. Selling one dummy. Shilki Devi looking up always and picking out that run of Anita. Rupna Chakma very aware of her surroundings. Such clear-cut scoring opportunities. This might be the one. Anita Kumari gets there first. In comes the low cross. Rupna Chakma onto it very quickly. She saw the passer. She saw the cross and got there first. And looking very, very confident tonight, Rupna Chakma. That's the flick header. Neetu Linda brings the ball under control. She's got silky skills. Ahead of her, picks out. Anita takes it onto her right foot. There's the header from Linda Comm. No power on it. And also with the trophy. One of the most decorated sides in SAFF under-18s. The women's edition. Samsu Nahar, the ball just bobbing towards the right corner of the penalty area. There was no conviction in the shot. Not this force says either one of the fullbacks or defender midfielder to drop into defense and help out, effectively creating more spaces for the team using the 4-4-2 to operate in. Again, getting in behind. Aklima Khatun, oh my word, what an attempt. And the ball just nestling into the far corner. Aklima Khatun from an acute angle. And almost catching India off guard. The physical part is going to stop or whether the tactical part. You make your decision and you got to make sure you stick by it. Shot from distance again. Straight to Rupna Chakma. Team. The mood is truly warmed up in the stands. There's the corner. Chance for Bangladesh to slam it home from close range. But India survives. And the flag has stayed down. There is Unnati. What a chance for the left winger. big moment for Bangladesh and a big let-off for India. That was surely 1-0 in favor of Bangladesh. And they're still waiting for India to score. Can this particular free kick get India into the driver's seat? Not really, at least from this one. Stepping up, Shilki Devi. Vital block. Building out from behind. That's a high interception. And then the through ball from Neetu Linda. And out comes Rukma Chakma and gets to the ball and then smothers it in the end. Caught her. We will have a closer look at it. And Linda Kong. And here is Anita Kumari, hot on the heels of Iti Khatun. Excellent shielding by the right full back of Bangladesh. Shahada Akhtar Ripa. Shahada Akhtar Ripa will get it back. And the ball has a fully cut shot by Ritu Devi. Silky Devi. And there is Neetu Linda, one-on-one, hits the post and comes back to Rukma Chakma, defending from Bangladesh, resulting into the chance, committing herself foully, and Neetu Linda hitting the post. Had the time to go closer and probably take on 2 goals this season. Both those goals came against Nepal. Shahada Akhtar Ripa lining up a diagonal. Went for the shot instead. A corner again to Bangladesh. Sapna Rai delivers into the box. Free header. Samsu Nahar. She was claiming for another corner. That was the corner. Outswing floater. There was the which they yearned for. And the chase is on from Samsu Nahar. Checks back from at least 40 yards out. Bangladesh have the ball back, slipping forward, leaves it for Iti Khatun. There's the cross towards the far post and a knockback from Unnoti. Ikisku playing closer to defense, providing that extra man spare to Bangladesh. And now Aklima Khatun leading the charge for Bangladesh. She loves picking the ball up and charging at defenders. A solid header. Shilki Devi tussling for the ball with Sapna Rai. Eventually Sapna Rai comes up on top. And now Sapna gazing for options. Finds one down the right in Shahada Akhtar Ripa. Shahada Akhtar Ripa with space into the side netting. Almost worked through it. Bringing Purnima down on the deck at half time. It's India 0 and Bangladesh 0. Bangladesh, they need 2 goals at least. And we are underway then with the second half. Arranging it for Silky. Now Silky carrying it forward, snatched away by Aklima Khatun. Anita Kumari thwarting the move. The ball recycled back. Header from Samsu Nahar. Shows one way goes the other. Losing out possession. She's been robbed by Samsu Nahar. Joining the attack. Unnoti should have crossed it. Even a 1-0 defeat, India can still lift the title. But Bangladesh, they have to win this game by 2 goals margin minimum. First meeting between India and Bangladesh in this competition was way back on 17th December. Sapna Rai goes for it. It took a slight nick, but that is what she is claiming by Iti Khatun. And Iti goes long and direct towards Aklima, who is giving a tough time to Purnima. The second meeting between India and Bangladesh was on 22nd December 2020. They have dished out a wonderful show, at least within the first. Last dish defending from Desh. Back in from Shirki. Keeper is way off her mark. And that was a lob from Shirki. On the right hand side for Bangladesh. Shirki skills. And now Aklima Khatun onto her left foot. Grabbed by Melody Chanu. Make life easy for Bangladesh, even in friendlies. The South Asians' bitterest rivalry, India and Bangladesh. When it comes to football, to show the desire to take the lead, and it is Linda Kong. She might get them there. And Aklima Khatun got to be stopped before that happens. Still very young, the number 9 for India. A miscommunication at the back. Bangladesh striding forward and somehow managing to deal with the situation in 3 games that is played. And now you can see a bit of a gap between the two defenders, and now Aklima Khatun takes the shot. Khatun to have a clear look at goal and exploiting the gap brilliantly between the two defenders, between the fullback and the stopper back. Racing into it was Aklima Khatun. Corner again for Bangladesh. Sapna Rai. Can she break the deadlock this time? Back into the mix. Amita Kumari takes it too much power on it. Dictating play from deep. Neetu again. This time from the left hand side. Sending in a low cross. Might be kept in by the number 17 who's just come on. There's the ball for Poonam. Might break here for Linda Kong. Goal in her sights. Dispatches the shot. A good stop from Rupna Chakma Stadium in Bhutan. And now on the prowl is India. And the cross comes in. Rupna Chakma gathers it. And Linda Kong turning away from Surma Jannat. And Linda Kong pulls it back. Support coming in. There's the gap. Lot of space on the left hand side. Oh, it's just gone over in blue. And that was Poonam. A nice reverse ball for Anita. A lovely exchange from India. Linda Kong, but the angle was always against her. Man-to-man marking, and India making all the 5 changes. And the number 9, Asujish, confronted by the Bangladeshi number 17, that is Iti Khatun. And now in full cry is, he has a low shot and is nestled into the bottom corner. That was Aklima Khatun. A brilliant layoff from Shahida Akhtar Ripa. It's 1-0 for Bangladesh. And it's that man, Aklima Khatun, doing the damage. Her second goal of this competition. And this might prove to be the most crucial one. Field tonight. As Samsunar again has stolen the ball. And Bangladesh formulating moves. Shahida Akhtar Ripa. This nice ball for Aklima in the middle. Waiting is the number 14. Poonam. Again hustled up the ball is Samsul Nahar. Bangladesh have stolen a march here. There's gonna be another booking. A clumsy challenge as Samsul Nahar was in full cry. Melody Chanu. And Afaida takes it. This time India survives. Akhtar Ripa. A nice reverse ball for Aklima Khatun. Past Purnima. Aklima's crossing. Excellent punch away from Melody Chanu. Priyanka Sujesh. Sapna Rai winning it off her. A lot more quicker from Bangladesh. Halima looking to take on Ritu Devi. Checks back onto her right foot. An angle ball in from Nasrin Akhtar. There's the flick header. And this time the flag has went up against Aklima Khatun. That is very poorly taken. A wrong footing Ritu. Samsu Nahar holds up play in clearing their lines. India defending deep. Last time as well, India and Bangladesh played out the potential title decider the second time in a row, indicating for an early cross. Bangladesh gets to it. Shamsu Nahar from 20 yards out. Shamsu Nahar on the turn. And this time clean catch. And now the cross. Martina Takchom. Back in by Bangladesh. Shamsu Nahar. One of the most committed piece of defending you will see in a long, long time. Not really. And it's gonna be the full-time whistle then. And as we speak, our Bangladesh's victory